G'day guys, today I've got the trap bar out for some deadlifting. Let's do it. Okay, so if someone's progressed themselves up to the point where they're ready to deadlift or they're deadlifting for the first time, the trap bar is a pretty good place to start. This is an upright style deadlift. You can almost call it a squat deadlift. I'm driving my knees forward, I'm getting my hips down, and there's less emphasis and requirement for the core and the lower back involvement, so it's a much safer movement. It teaches the client, how to set the scapula and really drive through the floor and lift like deadlift for the first time. Like I said, the torso is much more upright, so it's a much safer position to get themselves into. So you drive the knees out, the core's tight, the shoulder's really tight, you're upright. Create as much tension as possible before you lift each weight. Reset in between each rep. Remember, the exercise is a deadlift, so we're not doing touch and downs. Reset, especially as a beginner, and go again. So here's more of a conventional deadlift. So this one, you'll see the torso comes over a lot further, and I'm just going through what would be a normal barbell type deadlift movement. The only difference being my grip is in a neutral position, which is much better for scapular retraction. So again, as a newbie or someone who hasn't deadlifted a lot, that neutral grip really helps get those shoulders and that torso tight. And the handles are just slightly higher than where a normal barbell position would be. So it's just an easier position to get into when you're sort of progressing through the hinge patterns. As you begin each rep, take the strain of the weight, so creating as much tension in the body as possible. Don't lift the weight. You're driving the floor, your feet into the floor, which ends up straightening the legs, and the weight is just a passenger. It's part of the upper body. So here I've got a couple of stills of the different torso positions. This is the more upright one. See, the lower back's in a much safer position. There's less load on the core and less demand on the torso and the core, and it just teaches really to drive through the floor. So the hips are a lot lower on this version, the knees are a lot further forward, and the adductors are a lot more involved. The bar path is still perfectly vertical, which runs about in the middle of the foot. So as we move on to the more conventional position, you can see the hips are a lot higher, glutes and lower back and hamstrings even are a lot more involved, and you can see that the torso is further over in that more conventional type deadlift position. So you're really winding up that posterior chain and hamstring and glute. Guys, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. There's a hell of a lot more stuff coming. Leave comments in the section below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Cheers, guys.